You're sliding like a hot knife through butter. You saw nothing, you heard nothing, you did nothing. And you know nothing. So I'm wondering what it is that you came to do here today.
Thank you for the compliments, but I was not aware about that.
No, I mean it, I really do. And you have a long political career. You've been the Premier of a province, granted a province that you drove into the ground, but
which is
virtually
incorrect.
Bankrupted it, but nevertheless.
Which is incorrect.
Yes, well, that's not what we're here to debate today, unfortunately.
The issues that were put on the table were incorrect. And
Mr.
National
Mathale,
Treasury itself...
Mr. Mathale, I'm asking the questions, not you.
Honorable Deputy Minister.
I am asking the questions, not you.
Honorable.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mathale.
Afternoon, Honorable.
So, as I said this morning, we do know each other.
Yes.
And it's probably best we don't go there. You know, there's a saying in English that you slide like a hot knife through butter. And that's what you are doing today. You're sliding like a hot knife through butter. You saw nothing, you heard nothing, you did nothing. And you know nothing. So I'm wondering what it is that you came to do here today, and how you think that approach of I saw nothing, I said nothing, I did nothing, I heard nothing, I know nothing, is helpful, because it's not. Could you just tell me how you think it's helpful, please?
I thought, thank you, Honorable, thank you, Chair. I thought I responded to the questions that I have been asked to the best of my ability, and I didn't say I saw nothing. I said nothing, because I didn't say so. I spoke to what I saw, and I'm speaking to what I know. If there is a specific issue that the Minister the Honorable want me to talk to, if she can assist me with a question that can be helpful in that regard, I will be happy to respond.
You, like General Cele, are very good at this. You look very polished, you present very well, you're very eloquent. And so, you know, you look like, forgive me, the average accomplished deputy minister in a government. And you do that very well.
Thank you for the compliments, but I was not aware about that.
No, I mean it, I really do. The difficulty is this, Mr. Mathale, is that you've been a deputy minister for a long time. This isn't the first time, is it?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And you have a long political career. You've been the Premier of a province, granted a province that you drove into the ground, but
which is
virtually
incorrect.
Bankrupted it, but nevertheless.
Which is incorrect.
Yes, well, that's not what we're here to debate today, unfortunately.
But it's factually incorrect, Honorable. You can check the record of National Treasury that there was no such.
Yes, as I said, that's not the question. So the question is coming.
It's not the question, I agree, but it's factually incorrect.
So you've said.
I have never responded to the issues and the media statement around the Limpopo issue of being brought under Section 100, and not because I agreed with what was said, because I thought it's the right thing to do. And I can't, Chair, through you, allow a narrative here that misrepresent facts, because
you have disagreed with me, and that's fine.
The reasoning behind Section 100, why it was implemented, and the issues that were put on the table were incorrect. And
Mr.
National
Mathale,
Treasury itself...
Mr. Mathale, I'm asking the questions, not you.
Honorable Deputy Minister.
I am asking the questions, not you.
Honorable Breytenbach. Let me remind the two of you. Honorable Deputy Minister, all the witnesses that appear before us, they come to us as the guests that we have invited. And Honorable Breytenbach, having invited the guests here, we have a duty to hospitality.
Indeed, quite frankly. So he's answered what was not a question, and I'd like to move on. And I'm not going to allow him to use up my 30 minutes by rambling on this issue. And that's just how it is.
May you please proceed and ask your question?
Yes, well, I will, if the guest will, keep quiet for long enough for me to ask a question. Mr. Mathale, you mentioned when you were talking to, I think it was Honourable Nhlanhla, although it might have been Honourable Skosana. See, they both lost interest and left. That we're here today because of a memo that was sent. Are you referring to the directive of the Minister to General Masemola?
Yes.
And you said if it had not been for that memo, we would not have been here.
Yes.
So do I understand you correctly that your view is that the reason we are here today is because Minister Mkhwanazi wrote a directive closing down the political killings task team with what he said was immediate effect?
Yes.
And we're not here to address the systemic ills that have beset the South African Police Service for years, for more than a decade. That's not what we're here for. We're here to address the memo. Is that honestly what you think?
No, the memo is a spark that ignited, and as a consequence of which Parliament must establish facts on the issues that General Mkhwanazi has raised. So you are not here necessarily to discuss the letter. That's why you are asking questions beyond the letter itself.
So Mr. Mathale, then, can you tell me why it had to take General Mkhwanazi to get up on a Sunday afternoon and make this public statement when everything he said is not unknown? It's nothing new. He didn't think of it on Sunday morning and get up and say it. These are problems that have been there for years and years and years and have been left unaddressed by one administration after the next. Why was it necessary for there to be a spark? Why was this never addressed? Have you any idea?
The problems, through your chair, that have to deal with the transformation program of the country and the issues related to that are complex, and dealing with them, it is going to take a while. It took us a while to arrive at 1994. And to create a perfect system from where we are going forward is not going to be an easy process. And I think this explains why we are here. And it doesn't mean that as we gather here to look at the challenges and how best to deal with them, when we rise out of this process, we will have a watertight process of policing in the Republic. We will experience difficulties from time to time. The magnitude won't be the same, because I believe this opportunity that has presented itself will allow us to be surgical in dealing with this problem. And when we reset, we will be resetting SAPS in an environment that will make it to perform much better, more efficiently, more effectively going forward. and I am convinced that we will definitely build a formidable institution out of what we are faced with today, because we are going to draw from the wisdom of all men and women who are gathered here as part of the ad hoc, and those that are appearing before you in my form, and others who are providing policing work out there who are not necessarily part of this, but they are going to be impacted on the work that we are doing here and in the commission, the Nhlanhla Commission. Thank you.
Has the acting minister, well, let me start with this. You said you don't know why you have an acting minister when you have two deputies.
I say I don't know why.
Yes.
No.
What did you say?
No, I said we have an acting minister now because the minister is on leave.
Yes.
Because the president wanted him to be on leave so that we deal with what we are dealing with here. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. So don't you think one of the deputies could have acted in that position?
Well, the president could have appointed anybody, including a deputy minister as minister. And of course, when the minister comes back, you will have to then disappoint the deputy minister who you have appointed so that he becomes a deputy minister. But in his wisdom, the president appointed the acting minister in the name of Professor Kachalia, who is now a minister, because you can't appoint somebody who does not have executive authority to be head of the institution.
And has Professor Kachalia used that executive authority?
Yes, he is using it. Since he came in, he has assumed the responsibilities of a minister. We have a minister. It's just that we call him an acting minister, but he is a fully fledged minister, deciding on any matter that serves before him. It is not being served, it's not being executed by somebody who's acting, it's executed by an executive authority who is in office. Yeah.
I have no doubt that Professor Kachalia is perfectly capable of executing his executive duties.
Absolutely.
What concerns me more is, do we have two deputy ministers? Has he delegated any authority, function, work, anything at all to his two deputies?
No, we have met and we have discussed that matter, I think, a week or two back before he left for the trip with the president to Malaysia, Vietnam, and yeah, he's back. I saw him before I came here. He was with the National Commissioner. He will be able to delegate responsibilities, I guess, yeah. But we did discuss that matter with him.
Okay, well, that's at least promising a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
I would have thought, though, that a minister who's faced with the problems in his portfolio that Professor Kachalia is faced with in his might have stayed in South Africa and dealt with them instead of going on a jaunt to Malaysia. But never mind. As we know, people love to travel. So I would have thought that while the country is burning, perhaps he shouldn't fiddle. But you know, who am I? So tell me what it is, Mr. Mathale, that you do every day when you go to work. Just a brief synopsis of what your day looks like, bearing in mind that nothing has been delegated to you.
Well, we have a monthly program that guides what we do on a daily basis. For next month already, I have a draft program. The fact that we are not delegated responsibilities does not mean that we don't have responsibilities that we are dealing with as a ministry. So we do have that, and we deal with that.
That is what you answered one of the previous questions, but I'd like to have a little bit more meat on that, please. Like what?
Well, it depends on what I'm supposed to do on a Friday. It can either be things that have to do with the Civilian Secretariat for Police, or IPID, or CIRA, or sometimes various divisions within the police that we are dealing with. Those are the things that one will deal with.
Okay. Tell me, if you were the Minister of Police from Monday, what are the first 3 things you would do to fix the police service?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not.
You've already told us you have all this optimism and you know it can be fixed. And so
Yeah,
you must have
I
ideas.
do. I do believe it can be fixed,
Well,
definitely.
then you must have ideas. Share them with us.
Well, stabilizing the police and ensuring that we have a team that is operational, that work together, that will be my priority. But I've never thought about along those lines, because I believe, but if I'm given that responsibility, definitely I know what needs to be done. And
Okay, Mr. Mathale, that's a platitude, you'll forgive me. Stabilizing the police force and creating a team to make sure you get the job done. That's like, you can read that on the back of a chappie's wrapper. What will you do to make that happen? How will you do that? Tell me.
Well, the first thing to do is to interact with the National Commissioner and his deputies and the various divisions that are there, and the provincial commissioners, the Director General for the Civilian Secretariat, and the Executive Director of IPID, because this is a team. Though they do different things, but they are supposed to work together in a manner that they all understand their different roles, but how interdependent the 3 institutions are. Because even when they were constituted as a department that are independent, but that are interdependent at the same time.
What would be the first thing that you would do to rid the South African Police Service of corruption?
One of the things that needs to be done is your lifestyle audit of all senior members, and ensure that everybody adheres to what have been put in place as the rules that must be adhered to, be it in supply chain, in human resource management, and in the main, there must be consequences for any wrongdoing. And it should be done through a fair and transparent process, but consequences must be there.
So you're talking about accountability?
Absolutely.
Would you agree with me, Mr. Mathale, that years, decades of this approach, that connected people, politicians, high-ranking individuals, net worth individuals, slide through butter like a hot knife with no accountability, has led to the South African police being in the mess that we currently sit with?
The Honourable, there must be accountability, and that is non-negotiable. If anybody engages in wrongdoing, there must be consequences. The absence of that will create a problem of paralysis, because they look up there and they see this one doing wrong things and there are no consequences. And the juniors will follow. So you can't allow that to happen.
You and I agree on that,
Yeah.
oddly. But the question is this: do you not think that it's precisely that thing, that culture of no accountability, that has led us to where we are?
Lack of accountability creates a problem. There must be accountability. There must be consequences.
The question is a real question, Mr. Mathale, not an abstract one. Do you agree that decades of no accountability have led us to where we are? It's not what happens if, when, how. We're here. We know there's a mess. I put it to you that that is the reason we're in this mess, is this culture of no accountability.
We are agreeing, Honorable
Thank you.
Breytenbach, that there must be consequences.
I have no further questions. Thank you, Chair.